Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondy Blue and I am back for This Is Us, which is finally back. Yay! I'm so excited. Y'all know I love the show. Okay, so let's go ahead and start it off. So Toby and Kate get home from Randall's, okay? They're just coming home from Thanksgiving festivities. And Kate is upset because when she was getting ready to take pictures of Toby and baby Jack, she noticed some text messages from the little CrossFit chain telling Toby not to stress out behind Kate. They got his back. Okay, and we know it was a female, so we feel in some type of way. What the hell is going on here, Toby? What's going on in your phone, Toby? But she waited until they got home. At first, she was acting like she wasn't going to say nothing, but she had to go ahead and blurt it out. I seen that your girl talking about me in y'all text chain. What is going on here? I'm feeling rather uncomfortable right now, Toby. Toby explains that he's just friends with everybody that's in this chain. It's about 8 people in the chain in the first place, so it's not like he's having a private conversation with some woman from CrossFit, and she can go through and read everything so she can feel comfortable with the interaction. Okay, so they get over it because it's about to be Christmas time coming up, and we kind of see the montage of the family members going through it. And Kate gets a text from Kevin. He's hired a matchmaker. It's like, great, Kevin, because you need a matchmaker. Stop it. You're the manny, you're cute, you're white, you're single. Like, stop it. It should be, I mean, vagina should be falling out of the sky for Kevin at this point. So him hiring a matchmaker was just like a waste of money. So the first girl that he goes on a date with is obviously too smart for him. Obviously. Okay, we're not even gonna mince words about that. And y'all, we go back to Kate and Toby. We see that she kind of still feeling some type of way about Toby. Toby seems normal as far as we can tell, but Kate is noticing something about Toby that doesn't feel normal. Randall has been trying to find a doctor who will see Rebecca as soon as possible. And he sent like 47 emails to this one doctor until she finally decided to have Rebecca come in. And it's in California, so he tells Miguel, I'm flying out there to be a part of this because I put in a lot of work to make sure that this doctor's appointment happened. That's my mom. I'm going to be there. And Miguel is kind of trying to brush off everything that Randall has noticed. So that makes it rather uncomfortable. So when they go for the doctor's appointment, and Rebecca goes in to have her test done, and it's just Randall and Miguel. And Miguel is like, we're just getting old. It's just old people things. Like, I forgot this. Well, you're going to make an appointment for me because I forgot something? And Randall is like, with all due respect, Miguel, that's my mom. Okay, and if anybody should have noticed anything, it should have been you. I was with her for one day and I saw that something wasn't right. So why didn't you notice? You know what I'm saying? Like putting all the pressure on Miguel. All right, just uncomfortable. But I will say that this is just a testament to how close Randall and Rebecca are. And it's lovely. Ultimately, it's so lovely to see how much he cares for her, how much he loves her. It's a fierce, you will not get in between me and her type of love. And in some cases that can be toxic, but not in this case, because it's like, regardless of what you're talking about, I'm going to make sure that my mom is okay. Now they're still keeping this from Kate and Kevin, but it's because that's what Rebecca wants. Randall doesn't want to not tell his siblings about what's going on because it makes him be the one that's mostly responsible. So instead of Kate going to the doctor's appointments, she's free to worry about her philandering, could be husband and her blind baby, okay? And Kevin is free to fly all around the world going on dates with females that there's really no future with, trying to find his amazing love like his parents had. They take Rebecca to lunch to wait for the test results. And as they're sitting there, there's this beautiful little baby behind them. And she's like, oh, I've really been thinking about, you, Randall, when you were a baby. And, Kate and Kevin, they could sleep all morning. But you were always an early riser. And I would tiptoe into you guys' bedroom and I would put on my earphones and listen to some Joni Mitchell and rock you. And you would just stay quiet until, you know, the sun came up. And we couldn't really watch it because the blinds were closed because, you know, I didn't want all that sun coming in, waking up Kate and Kevin. But at the same time, they watched the sun come up together and she really cherished those moments because she knew at any moment it can be over, because those small moments when they're a baby, those moments go by so quickly when you look back on it. And she cherished those moments, you know. And it was just so beautiful to watch them replay that and how she felt and how Randall felt while she was telling the story. It was just heartwarming. Just really, really heartwarming. So the doctor calls and tells Rebecca she needs to come back and get the test results, but Miguel and Randall should be there with her. So they sit down, and basically the doctor said that they need to do some more tests to confirm what they think, but they do think her memory is impaired. Based off of the clock theory thing, they always give people a clock and see how they space the time and all of that, and her spatial familiarity is off. So her memory is impaired. She couldn't really remember some of the phrases that the lady said to her. And you can tell that the test wasn't going to be that successful because of the way they filmed it. It seemed very disorienting and confusing while it was happening, you know, kind of sort of like that last episode we saw, you know. So good, production, so good. But it is a possibility that over time, Rebecca's memory will get worse. And y'all, I don't want this. I don't want this. Why? Why do we need this? We didn't need this. Like, this is going to be so painful to go through. Seriously. When they're leaving the doctor's office and Rebecca is checking out, Miguel gets emotional and starts to cry and tells Randall that he really didn't want something to be wrong and he knew something wasn't right. But he knew that, you know, based off of what had happened to him, he just really had to believe that it was just some old folks stuff and not actual memory impairment to the point where this may be, you know, Alzheimer's, or this may be dementia, or some form of that, to where her memory and mind will deteriorate. And when she's remembering all those things, it's like you realize how important Rebecca's memories are to her, and the thought of losing them is so sorrowful, y'all. Like, there was a scene where they were, you know, doing a flashback to when Rebecca and Jack were young. We'll get to it. But older Rebecca, after the doctor's appointment, is remembering her and Jack, and this tear, you know, it comes into her eye and swells down, because it's like the thought that I won't remember, you know, the moment I told my husband that I was in love with him. Like, that shit is sad. That is so sad. Why y'all do this to us? This is us. Randall gets home late at night, and he goes into each one of his daughter's bedrooms to make sure that they're all safe and tucked in their beds. Okay, everybody's safe and asleep. And he gets to his bedroom with Beth, and he kisses her and lets her know that he's home and that he's going to go downstairs, get some water, and then come get into bed with her. He gets downstairs, and there's some scraggly looking some of them a bit standing in the kitchen. Okay, he got a knife in his hand. And Randall said to him in the preview, "You not gonna get through me." So he was basically telling them, I might die, but you gonna die too. So you might as well just skip and skedaddle your ass up out of my house. Randall, why do you not have appropriate security? You are not only a black man in a nice house, but you are also like a councilman. You definitely need to have like security. Nobody should have been able to get into your house without you knowing about it. Like, that's scary. That's so scary, y'all. Such an invasion of privacy when people sneak in your house like they gonna, you know, just anything could have happened if he hadn't have been up and walking around, y'all. That shit is crazy. Oh my God. Like, y'all, you know, like I have dreams about stuff like that. Like, sometimes when Lyric has to go to work early in the morning and I'm still sleeping, it's hard for me to sleep because I don't feel it's safe. It's crazy. Like, I always have a gun next to my bed. There are no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Play with me. I'm a light sleeper and I will shoot you. So yes, Kate and Kevin. Okay, so Kate and Kevin go shopping. They stop to get coffee. And as soon as Kevin says, I've given up on the matchmaker, I've given up on the universe, do your thing, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. Maybe I just won't have this great love story, right? And he sees this beautiful brunette woman standing across the coffee shop, and he just cannot help himself. He has to go over and engage with her. So there's conversation about John Legend, her favorite artist. And then they discuss how she's about to leave. She's just there for a conference. And her mom's calling and she's like, I have to check in with my mom and all of this. But ultimately, she was supposed to go somewhere and put her fingers in somebody else's hands. Y'all know, on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, it's California. Let's do corny celebrity shit, But Kevin says, you know what? Don't worry about that. I got something. I'm going to take you somewhere. And they end up going to the Hollywood Bowl, where he has this romantic dinner or drink situation set up in the middle of this huge kind of coliseum. I've never been, so I didn't know. My bad, okay? And John Legend comes walking out on the stage to play for just the two of them. It is insane. And John is singing this very beautiful and romantic song to just the two of them in this theater. And it has to be the craziest first date that any regular, degular, schmegular bitch has ever been on. Okay? Like, especially with the manny fine looking style. Okay? So all us regular girls are like, oh my God. This is so romantic. This is so everything. Like, we dream about stuff like this. It never happens to most of us, but it happens to you. Kevin turns to her and he leans in and they kiss, and it seems uncomfortable. And she says, I can't do this. I can't do this. And come to find out, it hasn't been her mom calling and texting the entire time. It's been her husband. See, Kevin here is young, what's her name? Lizzie's hall pass. She's married. She told her husband about it when she first saw him, and her husband was like, go for it. And she kind of went for it. And ever since then, her husband has been blowing up her phone. And now that Kevin has kissed her, she's realized that she's not really about that life. And she skedaddles. And it's embarrassing. So after that, he has to go to work on set. And he's having a way too open conversation with the PA. Okay, and how, he just has to give up on this fantasy that he's going to have this great love like his mom and dad had. So he hands his phone over to the PA and goes to get into character, and Sophie is blowing his phone up. And y'all know Sophie is Kevin's first love. Is it going to be Sophie after all? Is it going to be Sophie after all? I wonder. That is who Sophie is, right? I hope that's who Sophie is. Y'all know I review so many shows, I tend to forget characters that are not present on a weekly basis. So if I'm wrong, I'm sorry about it. I'll correct myself next week. But from what I understand in this moment, that's first love, first wife, all of that, Sophie. Okay, we'll see. I mean, it always seemed like something was still there, so we'll see. So, it's Toby's birthday, and Kate planned a party. It's a luau. She got her skinny, crazy homegirl and Kevin to help her buy things for it, including these pineapple lights that she used to decorate the place. That's going to actually mean something in a moment. Just wait. And everybody has on these tacky Hawaiian shirts, and all his CrossFit friends are there, and one of them lets it slip out that Toby hasn't been to work out in like a week. What's up with that? So now, as soon as he walks through the door for the surprise, Kate is feeling some type of way and has a look on her face like, this about to be a problem and an issue. I'm classy, so I'm going to let you enjoy your little party. But as soon as all these people get out my house, it is going to be a problem and an issue, okay? And it was. Y'all know Toby not probably really cheating. I thought he was cheating, though. I thought he was having an affair. But he might just be having conversations with people besides his wife about what's going on, because he says that when she looks at their son, you can tell she has all the love in the world for this little boy. But whenever Toby looks at their baby, all he sees is everything their son will miss out on by being blind. And it is so sad and heartbreaking to him. And it also feels like he won't experience certain things with me because he can't see. He doesn't want to talk to Kate about that because Kate gets this look on her face where she's so appalled and disappointed and hurt and can't believe you feel this way about her baby, their baby, our baby. you know? So she takes the baby into the other room and sits him in his high chair and realizes that he's reaching up for the lights. He can see the lights. He's not completely blind. He can see lights and shadows and things like that. He can see, see a switch up in the atmosphere, but he can't make things out. Everything is really, really blurry. And when she calls Toby into the room and he realizes that his son's eyes are reacting to the lights, it made him feel so much better, okay? Now, Kate had gifted him with the retreat for families who have children who are blind. And, obviously that wasn't a great gift considering how he was feeling, but I thought it was a great gift because it means that y'all can go somewhere where there are other people dealing with what he's dealing with who can help him to process his emotions about his son being blind. But this was such a beautiful moment, but Kate still has this look on her face like she's still not happy. And it brings me back to my aggravation with Kate. Nothing is ever enough. Nothing is ever enough for her. Like, he's happy to see his baby responding to the lights, and then she goes from being happy to having this look of worry on her face. And I'm like, oh my God, what is there to be negative about right now, Kate? I can't say Kate sometimes. I just can't. So y'all, let's go all the way back to the 70s where Joni Mitchell was popping, okay? And Rebecca and Jack are leaving their date with her family at the country club. This was right after Rebecca's dad told Jack that he would never, ever, ever be good enough for his daughter. And he needs to just go ahead and move on like Maya. And Jack was feeling some type of way, He didn't really want to say anything about it. But Rebecca drops him off to his apartment that he hates, okay? And he gets out of the car. She offered for him to stay with her, but he was like, nah, that's okay. It's only temporary. Well, he gets to the door and the landlord says, you're behind in your rent. You got to be out in 2 weeks. So yeah, it's extremely temporary. He starts to look for a job, really pounding the pavement. Y'all know he's just coming home from service. He's kind of still trying to get acclimated to being home. It's a lot going on inside Jack right now, but he knows he has to get it together, okay? Regardless to whether, he deserves Rebecca and her being a country club kid, he still has to get his stuff together because that's the type of person he is. So he gets a job, he's a mechanic, a part-time mechanic, and that's what he's trying to do. But it's hard sometimes for him to keep the work. Either way, they go out on a date, and he just tells her, I think we should take a break. I realize that I can't even afford to take you out to dinner. I can't even afford to pay for the tip, okay? You're rich, I'm poor. You are completely out of my league, and you deserve better. You deserve somebody that can pay for dinner and tip the waiter, when he's leaving. You know what I'm saying? So he's really self-deprecating and telling her that the relationship is over, and she has this pained look on her face. I can't believe he just said that to me. Oh my God. She doesn't care about any of that. She can't believe he just broke up with her. So she goes home because her dad is having this big birthday party. So she goes there 5 hours early, and her mom is like, oh, sweetheart. So she comes in. And, later on, I think before the party started, she's talking to her mom about Jack breaking up with her and her not knowing what's going on and why it happened and how she's in love with him. No matter how rich or poor he is, she is in love with Jack. And her mom says, I know you think that I don't know anything about being in love because you seem to think I don't love your father because it's not some, extravagant, crazy love, but I love your father. I love your father for giving me a story out of the paper in the morning that he knows I would love, for making me a really good drink when he knows I need it. I love your father for being dependable and creating a great life for us. There is definitely love in that, especially, when you've been together for so long. The small things begin to matter more than anything else. But she knows that her daughter has to live her own life. So she tells her that her dad told Jack that he wasn't good enough for her. And if she really wants to be with him, then she needs to make sure it's a love for the ages, that it's a crazy love story, a great love story. And Rebecca says, okay. You got that. And we all know that's exactly what she and Jack had. So she goes to his job to talk to him, and she tells him that he needs to just listen while she talks. She says, I don't care that you don't have a lot of money. I don't care that, you don't have a steady job. I don't care about all of that. That doesn't matter to me. I love you. I'm in love with you, and I want to be with you. And I know that all my girls out there are losing their mind because they like, girl, how you want to be with a man that ain't got no money? How you want to be with a man that ain't got no job? Well, he got a job, but you know what I'm saying. How you want to go from being rich to being with a poor man? And y'all, this is why I love This Is Us, because I feel like This Is Us is actually real. Because there are so many people online, perpetrating about, what they want in a man and what they need in a man, when at the end of the day, there are a whole bunch of, $30,000, $50,000 or less making ass people in the United States. So all y'all ain't rich. So all y'all ain't with a rich man. Okay. So give it a break. Stop. Okay. But that's why I love this show so much, because it is so real. Like, at the end of the day, women do make decisions like that every day, B. Especially in 2020, when you the breadwinner, when you the one that's out there making the money. Like, it's nothing to look over certain things like, oh, he doesn't have the best job right now, but you can tell he's not going to sit on his elbows and let me pay for everything all the damn time. Like, you can tell that that's not the way Jack is bred. But at the same time, he has a harder time at life than Rebecca does because of classism. It's just, it is what it is. He didn't have the opportunities. He didn't have the upbringing. He didn't have the love, really. He grew up in an abusive household. There were so many things that went up against Jack. And he's still this spectacular person, rich or not. But y'all keep worrying about the wrong shit and missing out on y'all great love of the ages. All right. Yo, it was just so beautiful. In that moment at the end when she ran up to him and kissed him in the middle of the auto body shop, that was the moment that she was remembering when that tear was coming down her eye, y'all. And it got so much in my chest. It got in my heart. But anyway, y'all, that was This Is Us. It was a good episode. I am so nervous about what is going to happen for the remainder of this season. Like, what's going to happen? Who's Kevin going to be with? What's going to happen with Kate and Toby? We know they're probably going to break up at some point. Is Kate going to die? What's going to happen? Okay, are Beth and Randall going to stick it out and stay in love forever until we see her with a big hair and a gray streaks? What's happening? Okay, what's going on with the kids? All right, like, what's going on with the kids? Deja and her little boyfriend. What's going on with that? You know what I'm saying? The little lesbian daughter. Like, I need more. But either way, I hope y'all enjoyed the review because I enjoyed the episode. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. I love you so much. I'll see y'all in the next one.